Welcome to Get Ready to Be Ready, a World Trade Center Arkansas original. This podcast is brought to you by the University of Arkansas, OWIT Arkansas, and the World Trade Center Arkansas, with special thanks to the World Trade Center Association, the Small Business Administration, the Arkansas Economic Development Commission, the Arkansas Department of Agriculture, the Arkansas Aerospace and Defense Alliance, and all of our incredible partners who help make this possible. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you enjoy, get ready to be ready, and remember, we grow trade.
Welcome to Get Ready to Be Ready, brought to you by the World Trade Center Arkansas. I'm your host, Denise Thomas, CEO of the World Trade Center Arkansas, and this is our third episode of our Fireside Chat series with Kevin Parkerson, President and CEO of KP Global Logistics, an Arkansas-based company making waves in the global logistics arena. Let's get started. Kevin, today we're going to talk about the value of expertise. So the first question I want to ask is, do you think online courses or professional consultants can make a real difference in how companies look to go global?
Absolutely. I would say, Denise, it's a game changer for many businesses to have resources, to get access to information, foundational, setting that business up for success, and having a resource and a phone a friend, as a consultant, but also having resources of courses. I really believe that it separates, a successful business, small and medium size, from some of the others who are trying to muddle through it on their own. So these courses and consulting are game changers for any business who chooses to take advantage of those.
What are some of the knowledge gaps?
Compliance. Compliance is a big one. Logistics and compliance. Compliance is so critical. It's non-negotiable. You've got to have compliance in order, and there are subject matter experts in the industry that's what they do. And tapping into those, utilizing those resources, and courses are part of those resources.
What's really interesting is that here at the World Trade Center, we talk about compliance, we talk about hiring the right people to do the jobs that you can't do. For many of the companies, they're small to medium sized, and they just don't have the bandwidth to pay for a compliance officer or someone that can really help them better drill down on the perfection of what it is that they're trying to do. So working with consulting companies, I think, is crucial to their growth and to their strategy and reducing their overall cost, because it's expensive to make a mistake. The fees that are associated with an error can be crippling and could potentially jeopardize the entire organization. So I know you've got horror stories. Kind of give us one or two examples of some of the things that have happened because people didn't have a compliance officer or work with a consultant to help them mitigate that risk.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll give a lot of details on the examples, but there is a return on investment.
Perfect.
Of utilizing someone with background and experience that has been through the trenches, gone through, made some mistakes, and learned from those. And, a consultant has the background and experience and the network to tap into to help these small and medium-sized businesses avoid some of those mistakes that can be made, that can be somewhat catastrophic. So there is a return on investment, tapping into those resources that you don't have to have, 12 months out of the year. You utilize a course or utilize a consultant for a period of time and take advantage of their background and their network and their experience.
Wonderful. That's a good example, actually. I like that. What are some of the most valuable skills or insights businesses can gain from investing in education or consulting, or a consultant company like yourself or others, before expanding internationally?
Yeah, I'm going to hit it home again. It's compliance, compliance and logistics. If you don't have those two, and compliance, I would say first. I'm a logistics guy. I've got a logistics consulting business, but compliance is ultra important. It can add more cost and more delays that will derail all logistics planning that you put in place. So it's ultra important to understand the compliance aspect of global trade.
with compliance, I think it's important to reiterate that the importance of that, primarily because your product can be caught at port and won't be released through customs. It could be caught at any level during the process for one reason or another. The foreign country that you're getting the product from, if you don't have the right documentation, you won't be able to import it into the U.S. because it won't be able to leave the shores from that country. And then potentially once it comes across the borders into the U.S. market, you may not be able to get it out of customs there either. Potentially, you may be able to get it through, but then your labeling isn't right, and then the retailer that you're selling it to or buying it for won't accept it because you didn't meet certain obligations. Traceability of that product is going to be important. So there's a laundry list of things that need to take place to be able to make sure that those companies are prepared. So in this program, are you going to hit on some of these things?
Yes, absolutely. Listening to you, everything that you described, those are real world, examples
Right.
that happen. And many of my clients come to me with that's what happened on their initial, because they didn't have a course or because they didn't use a consultant that had the background and experience to help them understand the importance of the compliance aspect. So those are all real world challenges that
Yep.
are part of the courses that I've used my background and experience. Unfortunately, of some of the horror stories, the content of the courses will help address and lay a foundation for solutions on how to minimize, not completely prevent, but minimize those challenges.
Wonderful. I think that's really good. Thank you for sharing that. In your experience, are there specific areas or like compliance, logistics, or market research where professional guidance is especially critical to the success of that company's growth?
All of that, right? I mean, professional guidance. Who wouldn't want to use professional guidance in anything that they do? And that's the beauty of, for small and medium-sized businesses, tapping into resources like myself, like the World Trade Center, like the courses that are offered that can give them the tools and the resources to help develop, build, create, enhance an import program.
Perfect. I like that. We really do want the companies that we're working with to get the best opportunity to work with some of the best people in the industry within our state. And Kevin has had a great track record and has been able to support us with some of the other companies that we've worked with to be able to build strategic partnerships and a plan related to movement of goods and products. One of the things we do talk about is market research, and market research is really an important component. So even if you don't think you're quite ready to take the class, I would suggest that you give us a call by sending us an email, and you can find all of the information that you need at www.arwtc.org, and I'll repeat, arwtc.org, and send us an email asking for specific assistance, and we can help you get started on the market research. If you're not exactly sure what you need to import from what country, we may be able to help you identify that if you haven't done that part yet. But that's really the beginning stages of moving your product into the U.S. market, is understanding exactly what it is you're moving in and exactly what it is your goals are within that. And then we can put you in contact with Kevin and get you started on that import readiness program. Kevin, is there something else you'd like to say to our guest?
One thing, I was born and raised, educated, and live in the state of Arkansas. So I have a heart for not just small and medium-sized businesses, but where they're rooted in the state of Arkansas. So I'm looking forward to supporting Arkansas businesses through the courses, through the World Trade Center. And thank you, Denise, for the partnership with the World Trade Center of Arkansas.
No, thank you. We appreciate it. And I'm so glad we had an opportunity to do this podcast series. And I'm really looking forward to building wonderful content around launching this, which we should be able to launch in the first quarter of 2025. And we'll send out lots and lots of information to share this with everyone. Kevin, thank you again so much for being here and giving us your time. And I thank you so much for helping us pull together this wonderful content. We appreciate all of the efforts that you've made to make the content relevant to our small and medium-sized companies. And once again, thank you for just everything and being a wonderful partner to the World Trade Center.
Thank you, Denise.
All right. Thank you, guests, for watching. And we look forward to seeing you all again at the next podcast series with the Get Ready to Be Ready, World Trade Center, Arkansas.